Okay, so our concept is date and timestamp functions. Okay, so this is very important concept in PySpark, I can say. So in day in, day out, like every day, we deal with date functions because we load the data, right, from source to target. So from the source, you can get the date data in any format, and we have to write that data to the target in a specific format. So in such cases, actually, we are going to use these conversion functions and the um, string timestamp to string functions. All these things we do here. Okay. So I'm just trying to create a Spark session here. I just did that just before your class. Now, uh, similar to Oracle or similar to SQL Server, if at all if you want to display current date or current timestamp, then how do you do that one? Same thing. Similar kind of functions we do have in PySpark here. That is current date and current timestamp. Current date will give you the date. Current timestamp will give you the date along with the time part as well, along with time. Okay. So let me try to take that one here. So this is the function I was trying to say. So spark.sql of spark.sql of current underscore date, current underscore timestamp. See what is that output you're getting. I'm just taking a dummy data here. I'm not doing anything. I'm just creating a data frame out of it. And after that, I'm just trying to use these two functions here. Okay. Now let me execute this. These two are not required. I'm just selecting here. That's it. See? So current date is nothing but you'll get date format like this. YYY. I mean, this is the default date format in Spark, guys. YYY 4Ys hyphen hyphen DD. This is the date format, default date format. So coming to the timestamp format, 20 DD. Okay, 4Ys Okay, before that one, okay, I wanted to explain one more thing, guys, actually for you. So I just opened the document for you guys only. You need to understand here the terminology. What is that Y? What is that M? What if you take in a lowercase? What if you take in a uppercase? That you need to understand. Okay. So small y, if you mention only y in place of that year position, then you're considering only 0 to 99 years. That's it. Okay. In the current century, I can say. Okay. Say you don't mention the century in that case, I can say. Okay. So let's say 2025, right? It will just simply mention 25. That's it. So 2025, it will not take actually. So if at all, if you want to mention the complete year, then we can mention YY. Small letters we need to take, guys, always remember. Not uppercase. Okay. Only lowercase we need to take here. Years always you have to take in lowercase. So year with century, that means 20th century means 2024, 2025, 2022. Like that, we can display the values here. Okay. So if you mention single M, month as decimal number. Month as decimal number is nothing but month. January starts with 1, February 2, and so on like the December 12. So if at all, if you want to mention month in place of month numbers, then you can mention like this. And remember one thing here, January means 1, that's it. It's not 0 1. February means 0 2. It's not 0 2, it's 2, that's it. Okay. So generally we don't take in this format. I mean, if you're getting the data from the source in this format, we can specify this format actually. Mostly 90% of the cases we mention like this only. MM. MM is nothing but if it is January 01, February 02, March 03 like that. Okay. Anyway, for September, like 10, 12, after September, we'll get 9, 10, 12, right? So you'll get 2 digits actually here. But before 9, before 10, actually, whatever the month you're getting for that, 0 is just padded here. That's it. They're just prefixing this like 0 value. That's it. Okay. Mostly we consider the month number in this format only. Okay. So if you do, sometimes what happen, if at all, if you want to display that month in a abbreviated format. Okay, let's say January means JAN, February means FEB. Okay, March means MAR. Like that, if you want to have it in a short format, then you can take like this. Triple M. If you're taking four M's, then that is different actually.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, sorry. One second. My manager pinged me. Yeah, okay, yeah, sorry. So four M's, if you take full month name, that means January, February, March, like that, full name, we take it. Okay. So that's what you need to understand. Four M's means. So day means like in a month, 0 to 31 days we mentioned, right? If at all, if you want to mention in a number format, then we can mention single D. Generally, usually we don't take this one also. DD we mention. 0102 days we mention like this, DD. Okay. E means abbreviated day of the week name. Week name in the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Sun, Mon, Tues, TUE, like that short form of the week. If at all, if you want to display, then we mention E. So four E's means full day of the week name, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, like that. So this is the date related, like this one symbols case actually. So if at all, if you want to understand hours, minutes, seconds related one, these are the ones actually. Hours means like if you want to mention 24-hour format, right? Let's say 12 o'clock means 0, 1 o'clock means 1, like that. If at all, if you want to mention, you can take the single H here. If you take double H, right? So generally hours we mention like this: 00, 01, 02, 03, and so on like that. Okay, mostly we take this format only. So in hours we take this format. Okay, in months we take this format. In years we take this format. Mostly. Okay, if you have any special case, we can take the other ones also. But we need to understand the other ones as well. Okay, this is for hours, 24 hour format. No, Shiva, like we have it in a this one AM PM format. Then 12-hour format, I want to display that. Then how do I mention that one? Then if it is single H means like 1, 2, 3 normal hours we mention. Double H means 01, 02, 03, and so on we mention. Minutes means generally for a minute like you will get 60 minutes, right? So that you can mention with the single M. If at all, if you want to mention like 01, 02, 03, and so on like that, then we can take the mm. So in minutes, we usually mention this format. Seconds also, same thing here. Usually we mention SS format. And milliseconds also, if you want, then we mention this format, triple S. So if you want AM, PM marker as well, then we can take this one as well here. A we can take, okay, at the end. So I'll talk about this one as well. So we need to understand this symbols here, how we represent the date, month, and day, hours, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds. So this is about that. Okay. So moving on to the next one. Uh, uh, this is Y, small y case. MM means capital MM we need to take. DD means capital DD or small DD we need to understand. Small DD we take here. Only MM we take in uppercase. YY we take in lowercase only. DD we take in lowercase only. Okay. So hours we mention it uppercase. Minutes we mention in lowercase. Seconds we mention it in uppercase also we can mention. Lowercase also we can. Lowercase means like normal seconds we mention. Uppercase means like milliseconds we mention. Okay. So that is what you need to understand here. So current timestamps means you'll get like this: YYY, MM, DD, hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds. Okay. So milli means only three digits you'll get, right? That's why we are getting three digits only here. Getting my point? Clear with this? Okay. Next. So, okay. So I have the data like this from my source. I'm getting like this actually. 2022 0930, something like that, or 2023 0350, like that. Okay, let's say your source is Oracle. They're sending the data in this format only. But I wanted to convert that into Spark date format. Okay, then how do you do that one? That means this is a date string format. I can say this date string format. How do you convert it into date format? This is string, guys. Actually, this is not a date format again. Okay, we read the from the source. We read it in a string format, and we convert that into. We have to convert that into actual date format. Okay. So which downstream is like have the requirement. For that, we are trying to convert that into the required format. Okay. So for that, I'm just trying to take the strings like this. You guys know like this is a single value tuple. This is also single value tuple I'm taking, and I'm just taking a schema and I'm creating a data frame out of it. You guys know how to create a data frame with the elements. Okay, tuple elements or list elements. Okay, so I'm just trying to create a data frame for that one. So date string is a schema for that one. This is the data we will get in that data frame. Okay. Now I'm trying to create along with this column, a date string column. I'm just trying to create one more column called date column. Now see what I'm doing here. To underscore date. I told you already this is a conversion function. This conversion function actually converts this string into date format. Okay. So here to underscore date df of dates in which column you wanted to convert, that we need to take here, comma. So generally, usually people think that to date function will convert this date format to this format. No, that is not the case. That is not the case. Don't think in that way. So here always you need to mention input string date format. That means my date format is defined in this way, boss. That's what I'm mentioning here. You try to convert it into regular date format. That is YYYMMDD hyphen symbol is there. You try to convert that way. That's what the meaning of this to date of this one. Okay. Now let me execute this one and see what is happening here. Whether it is converting into date format or not, we'll try to see here. Now see, it is executing still. Yeah, this got executed. See, this is the date and it got converted into this format. So to date is actually converting this string date to regular date. That's it. Now if I try to print the schema, see, second column is actually date column is a date column, date field. Okay. Clear with this? Any questions around this?
Sure.
Hmm. Okay, so if at all, if you want to read the employee file and convert that hire date into regular format, right? You guys can do that one. Okay, so try this one. Whatever the employee file that I'm going to share, right? Try that. Try converting it into regular date format and see what issues you're getting. You'll get definitely some issue, and you'll understand one new concept here in the dates. Okay. Anyway, that I'm going to explain in the next session. I mean, if you're not getting it. Okay. So try that one. I'm going. Remind me. I'll share that employee file in the WhatsApp group. Okay. And the next conversion function is to timestamp. If your timestamp value is in a string format, then if at all if you want to convert that into Spark timestamp format, similar to date, we also have here to underscore timestamp function, which converts into standard timestamp format in Spark. Okay, so this is again my input timestamp format. See here, YY. Okay, month. Always I told you we have to mention in uppercase only. DD anyway we are mentioning because 09 is nothing but double M format only, right? So that's what I'm trying to take here. And month number anyway I'm going to take here DD format only. Sorry, date I'm taking here DD format. Hours I told you uppercase will take. Minutes anyway lowercase will take. Seconds will take it in a lowercase only. Uppercase if you take, then that comes under milliseconds. I'm just converting this string format into PySpark timestamp format, I can say. Okay. Now let me execute this one and see the output of this one. Still it is executing. This is my input format actually, and this is after conversion. This is my see, I'm creating a column. That's why we are getting this timestamp column. This is the new column, right? When you use with column, what happens? If the column is there, it will try to override that one. Otherwise, it will try to create a new column, right? That's what we understood in like transformations, right?
Mm.
Okay, so that is what it is taking here. So see, it is converting into timestamp format here. This is the proof for that. Okay, clear? So these two are the main conversion functions we use. I use regularly to_date function, guys, because from I mostly I read the data from the files. In the files, actually, we read it in a string format. That string I wanted to convert it into a standard date format. So regularly I use this to_date format actually. Okay, so that is the one. Next, Unix_timestamp. Okay. I told you, right, even in the Snowflake also, Apache timestamp format. What is that Apache timestamp format means? So the number of seconds between 1970 010100000000 midnight 12 o'clock onwards till date, the number of seconds it will display, display, right? That's what I told you, right?
Yeah, in Flex.
So if you want,
Will you use this anywhere,
yeah,
Sure?
we use that, yeah. Apache, sometimes from the source you'll get in this format only. They'll ask you to convert into regular timestamp format. Okay. See, current timestamp. See, this is number of seconds are increasing here. The number of seconds between 1970 0101 midnight 12 o'clock. That timestamp to till this timestamp. If you want, you can calculate that one. Okay. So timestamp to human readable format. See, if you convert this one, 42, you'll get this one actually. 10:05:42. A minute ago. You can give some random number also. Let's say how many digits we need to mention. Digits also important here. 1, 2, 3, 4,
9.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 digits are there, right?
Mm.
Let's say I'm taking some random numbers here. 3 plus 3, 4. Sorry, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just giving this one. See, this is the one. 2281. I know this is the wrong number, but I'm just trying to give some random number here. Okay, let's say I'm giving here 0. Instead of that, see here 1996. Okay, so you can convert some. I mean, you can represent actually the timestamp in this format. Okay. So if at all, if you want to convert that normal timestamp into that Apache timestamp format, right? We use actually Unix_timestamp. If you want to convert normal timestamp into Apache time format, then we can use this. See, this is the string actually. Okay, I'm going to convert that into, I mean, string it will take as an input. See, that's what I mentioned. Function is used to convert the string column containing a data timestamp values to the number of seconds since since the Unix Apache. Okay. So I'm just taking string columns here. Two timestamps I've taken here. One is this one and another one is this one. I'm just trying to take the conversion function here. Hey, my input date format is this one. In this format, convert that into Apache time format and see what you're getting here. See, this is the one. So 2022 9:30 it is converting into this format. Okay, so this is the one. Okay. Okay. Now opposite. So let's say from my source, I'm getting the timestamp format like this. Now I wanted to convert it into a regular timestamp format. Okay, so for that, here we have Unix_timestamp, right? Here we need to take actually from Unix timestamp to regular timestamp. From Unix time is the function name actually. Okay. So Unix time means like Apache timestamp format. That's what you need to understand for now. Okay. So the conversion function for this one is from underscore Unix time. So in which format you wanted to convert, that you need to mention here. Okay. YYY, MMDD, hours, minutes, seconds. I wanted to convert that into that format. Now let me execute this one and see and what I'm getting here. See, 1969 December time I'm taking here. See, zero we are getting. Anything before 1970, before midnight, it considers as a zero only. Okay, that is the reason why intentionally I've taken here 1969. Because the Apache starts actually from the 1970, right? 1970. So
Yes.
anything before that one, zero, it considers. Yeah, you're asking something?
No, no.
Ah, okay, yeah. Okay. So these are the main functions we use actually regularly in our real time. And rarely we use this date add and date subtraction functions unless until you have a requirement. I mean, sometimes, not regularly. I hardly used these functions actually. So date add means if at all if you want to add few days, let's say current date to 5 days, future date if you want to know. Okay, current date plus 5. In Oracle, we have directly sys date plus 5 or 7 or 10. We can directly write it, right? But here it doesn't work out here. We have to take the date format and we have to add, we have to use this function only directly. Okay. So for that, the syntax is like this: date add of start date that we need to mention, how many days that you wanted to add that we need to mention here. Okay. If at all, if you want to subtract like few days, then we have to mention that date, and how many days you wanted to subtract that we need to mention here. Okay. So I'm just taking the string. Okay. And one more thing here, the the value should be in a date format. That's what I think I mentioned here. See here, the functions are used to add or subtract the specified number of days from the date or timestamp column. If you're taking in a string format, first of all, you have to convert that into date format or timestamp format. Then only you can apply this function date add or date subtraction. Getting my point? Directly strings cannot be on top of strings. We cannot perform this operation. You have to have the proper date format or proper timestamp format. Then only you can perform this operation. Okay, getting my point. Okay, so what I'm doing is I've just taken two dates here. I'm just converting them into two date each column. Okay, date column I'm taking here, and I'm converting that into two underscore date. You guys know like my input date format is in this one in this format, and after that I'm just adding 3 days to that one and subtracting 2 days to that one. Let's see. And every time I'm just trying to add the new column so that we can understand the whether it is adding properly or not. We can understand it easy way. See, so this is my input string actually. I'm converting that into proper date format here. And after that, if I add 3 days to this one, this date, 3 days means ninth month 30th and 10th month third date we are getting here. Okay, minus 2 days of this date means this is September 30, right? September 20th date we are getting here. Okay, so this is my input date. I'm converting that into proper date format and I'm just trying to add 3 days to that one. 15 plus 3 is 18, we'll get 18th date. And minus 2 days means like 13th date we'll get here. Okay, so directly functions are available similar to your SQL server. You can just make use of them. That's it. Okay, clear. So the next one is truncate function. This one also we don't use it regularly, but it's good to know this function as well. What this function does is, let's say, if you're getting the date from the source. Let's say you wanted to know the first day of that month or first day of that week. Okay, then we use this truncate function. Okay, so what this does is this is used to truncate the date or timestamp column to a specified level of precision. I'll tell you what is the specified precision means week or quarter, month, year. Like we can based on the output, I'll explain that one. Okay, so first I'm taking the timestamp format like the two string timestamps I'm taking here, and column name I'm taking timestamp underscore str. I'm converting that into two underscore timestamp format because I truncate works only on the timestamp or date columns actually. Okay, so what I'm doing is let me try to uncomment these things. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Oh. Okay, one by one I will try to uncomment here. Hmm. So this whatever column you have, right? Sorry. Timestamp column that I'm trying to take here. I'm just giving as an input to the truncate function here. So I wanted to truncate it to the year and see the output of this one. And based on that, we can uh, get to know the conclusion. See here, if you are truncating to the year, then the truncation date is first day of that year actually. So what is the first day of the 2024 year? This is the input date. I'm converting that into timestamp format, and if I truncate that one, the timestamp format, the the first day of that year you'll get. Okay. Uh, let's say if at all, if you want to do YY is not required here. Month, if at all, if you want to take, then see what you're getting here. Oh, DF in proper indentation I did not follow. So it's failing, that's why. Ah, truncated time, same column name, right? I don't want to take this one in that case. Now let me execute it one more time because same column name, right? It will override this one. I don't want to do that. I'm just trying to take this one directly. See here. Since this is input date is September month, what is the first date of that month? First date of that month. See, if you're doing at the year level, it behaves in a different way. First day of that year. If you're doing at month level, truncating at month level, first day of that month. If you're doing at week level, first day of the week you'll get. If you're doing at the quarter level, first day of the quarter you'll get. Okay. Let's say I have a job which I'm supposed to execute on the first day of the quarter actually. I'll just pass the current timestamp to that one and I can get to know whether it is like first day of the quarter or not, right? I can happily like come to know that. Now see, if I do here monthly, that means first day of that month is 01, 0901 only, right? Because it is September month, September first date is 01 only, right? That's why we are getting this one. If you are doing at the week level, 2024 September month, right? We'll try to see it in the calendar here. Okay. What is the first day of that week? Definitely you'll get it properly in that week actually. Okay. That week first day is 30 only. If you want, you can check it in the calendar as well. Okay. Last year September, right? Let me move on to that one. Last year September. See, first day of September is 30th date only, right? That's why we are getting 30 only here. 2024 March month. First day of that week is actually March. I'm going here. February, March. March month, first day of that week, 0311. 11 is here, right? So see, 15th date means in this week, what is the first date? The 11th, right? That's why we are getting 11 here. Did you get it?
What will the use case of this generally? Why do we want to calculate the first days?
Let's say if you want to execute the first day of that week or first day of the quarter, or I mean, not only execution, if at all, if you want to have that kind of requirement, then you can go ahead and use that one. See, they are just given functions. If you want, you can use them or just leave it.
Industry. Okay. Using trunk.
Using truck, that's it. This is there in the Oracle and SQL Server also.
Can
It's not a
we
new function.
can we relate it to cron tab?
No, this is not a cron tab, right? We cannot relate. There is no relationship between this one and that one, right?
Okay.
Okay. Quarter level, if at all, if you want to do. September means in which quarter you will get actually? Third quarter or fourth quarter? Third quarter, right?
Mm. Yes.
Uh,
End
so
of the
third
year.
quarter means third quarter first date is what? July 1st only, right? First date is third quarter first date.
Mm.
Yeah,
So
July
we are
1st.
getting that one here.
July.
July only. Third quarter starts from July only. See, this date comes under third quarter. Okay. That third quarter first date it will try to display here. So this one first quarter, right? March means first quarter only, right? First quarter first date is what? January 1st only. That's why we are getting this one. Okay. Now we don't use this one much. I mean, having knowledge is doesn't harm anything, right? So just have an idea. If you have any requirement, just go ahead and use that one. At least you'll get you can be able to answer if somebody asks, right? Okay. Next, the mostly used function in the date is date underscore format. Mostly used one, I can say. Okay. Let's say, Shiva, I have my date format in this way or my timestamp format in this way, and I wanted to convert it into my downstream is actually requesting me to send the date format with the slashes. But in PySpark, the actual date format is YYY hyphen MM hyphen DD, right? Date format. But my downstream is actually requesting me to send the date format with slashes because that application accepts the dates only in that format. Okay, if that is the case, if you want to change the format of the data, then we have to use the date format function. The same function we use for the timestamps and the dates as well. Okay, this function takes the input in which format you wanted to convert. I know you guys will get confusion between the to underscore date and the date underscore format. Both are different. Purpose is different. To underscore date converts the standard date format. To underscore timestamps also converts the string column into standard timestamp format. Date underscore format will convert the date into required format, I can say. Okay. So this is my string column, and I'm just trying to convert into timestamp format first of all. And on top of that one, to date format, and I'm requesting my downstream is actually requesting me in this format, MMM. What is triple M meaning? Triple M meaning? Abbreviation of the short form of the month name, right?
Month. Yes,
Okay.
month.
So see, that is the reason why I told you, like these things will be helpful for you. If they need the data in that way, we need to mention. Okay. So let me execute this one and see what is the output you're getting here. See, where is this one? Format a timestamp. See, September, March, we are getting properly. Yes. If I mention only double M here, now see the how the format is getting changed here. See, 0903 we are getting. If I mention 4Ms here, let's say MM. Now let me execute this. So full name of the month you will get, right?
Yes.
See, September, March, like this. So this is mostly used one, I can say. If somebody asks you, hey, we need the date format only in this format, then blindly you can use this function. Any format you can take. I told you, right? I explained here, right? So if you understand this one will become easy for you. Okay. And next, if at all, if you want to find out the date difference, between two dates, then we can go ahead and use this date difference function actually. Start date we need to give and end date we need to give here as an input. First end date, higher date will give and lower date will give at in the next actually. So let's say I'm trying to take the data dates like this 2022 September 30 and the September sorry this one March 15 and see what happens here. I mean, four dates I'm taking here. This is one date. This is start date. This is okay. I think I don't know. This is start date and this is end date I'm taking here. Start date, end date I'm taking here, and see what happens here. I'm just trying. Array, this is irritating. Okay, so first I'm converting that into proper standard format, and after that, date difference. See, date difference will take only dates as inputs, at timestamps as input. Okay, if you pass things to that one, it will throw error. That is the reason why in between I'm trying to take the 2D underscore date conversion function actually here. You guys know what 2 date function does. Standard timestamp format it converts. My input date format is in this way. That is the reason why I'm taking this format here. Okay, so now date difference of end date, comma, start date I'm passing here. Now let's see what you'll get here. See, 5 days difference. We are getting in days. Okay. If you want it in seconds and everything, like you can use the Python functions here directly. Python can do that. Python can manage that. Okay. So last but one, months between. How many months are there between two dates if you want to know that one? This is also rarely used one, I can say. I'm just trying to take two dates here. I wanted to calculate the number of months between these two. September and March months I'm taking here. Start date and end date I'm just trying to take here. With column I'm just trying to get. And months between that end date and start date I'm just trying to take here. And see, you'll get it in number of differential ones you'll get here. Okay. See, 5 months, 5 days. I mean, like that here. Okay. 5.5 months closed. Okay. The last one from the date part, if at all, if you want to extract year, month, day, day of the week, day of the month, day of the year. Okay. Then we can go ahead and use this one. I used it many times because what we do is we pass the load date. From that, actually, we have to create a folder year 2025 slash month 09 slash the date 26 like that. We need to create a folder structure in blob storage. So for that, we read that load date and we extract the year, month, date, day from that. Okay. So using Python also you can do that. I mean, you can split that using split function based on the hyphen symbol and you can extract that, or you can use these functions also in PySpark. Okay.
What is the function name here? Just
Year, year of, month of, day of,
okay,
year of, day of, month of, like that.
okay, okay.
Okay. Year of the date, month of the date. Day of year means like in that year, let's say from January 1st onwards, 1, 2, 3, and so on, 365 days, right? So it will try to calculate that. Yes. Okay, let me
Day
try
of the
to
year. Hmm.
day of the year. What happened here? Cannot import a day. Where did I use day? I just commented this one, right? Day is not there. That's why it's not taking that. Now see what you're getting here. From these two dates, how they are extracting. See, this is my input date actually. Month is actually 9th month, that is September. Day of the year is 274th day, September 30 means. If you want, you can calculate that. Day of the month means 30th date. Day of week means in that week, second day. Okay, it might be Tuesday. Okay. Okay, so like that, we need to understand here. Yeah, so these are the extraction functions, I can say. Okay. Yeah, so that's all with the date functions. If you understand these functions, that is more than enough actually. Regularly, we use the two date, two timestamp, and the date format is there, right? This is the one. These three are the mostly used ones, I can say. Of course, current timestamp and the current date as well. Those are the if you want to display the date or timestamp, we can use those things actually. Okay. Yeah, that's all about the dates. Any questions around this?